Great minds think alike. They're thinking about using Starship for suborbital and or orbital insertion of troops or supplies. Great minds think alike. They're thinking about using Starship for suborbital and or orbital insertion. Okay, so this playthrough I am going to be using the Scorch mech. I thought that was the second mech. I forgot about Tone. So the last playthrough was Tone, but this is going to be Scorch. And I'm going to go through the whole game again because I just want to keep on getting better at it. I have no doubt that there's going to be many awesome playthroughs. And once I know the map layout very well, I doubt I'll be able to compete with the speedruns that have been completed by the people. But I might be able to do something. Single run, no death. Definitely not this run through though.
Of all the things I've seen on the battlefields of the frontier, the pilot.
And I managed to
is
do the last
true
one in
dominant
3
force.
episodes. Let's see if I can do this one in 2.
Fast and agile. Graceful, yet devastating. Perceptive. Resourceful. And relentless. A pilot sees the world differently. Sheer walls become flanking routes. Pilots fight differently. Experienced in deception and maneuver, even overwhelming odds shift in their favor. But what truly separates the pilot from all the grunts and machines of the battlefield is the bond between a pilot and a Titan. Linked to a Titan, a pilot can only be stopped by overwhelming force, or an equal. The frontier has been the only home I've ever known. For years, our lands have been destroyed by the IMC, forcefully taking our resources, polluting and destroying our planets, and killing us off if we try to resist. Despite recent victories at Demeter and beyond, we have a long way to go before the IMC is defeated.
Nearly finished recovering from my shoulder.
Now, I serve as a rifleman in the militia, fighting to free the frontier. I'm a long way from becoming a pilot. But when that day comes, I hope I can live up to the honor.
Here we go, Rifleman Cooper. Oh, hell. Ship must have power cycled the sim pod since last time. We'll have to recalibrate it. Does that feel right to you, Cooper? Alright, we're good to go. Let's see how much you remember from last time. Setting the neural link. Not quite the same as a Titan link, but it's similar. To learn new skills, we need to be in the right state of mind. Ah, much better. Technically, I'm not supposed to be training you, but in you I see potential. Besides, we're at war. Who's got time for classes, eh? Here you go, up and over. Let's pick up the pace, enabling jump kit assist. Jump kits operate on the principle of relaxed stability. Once your jump kit calibrates to your movement style, enhanced mobility becomes second nature.
Is this like auto sprint here or? I guess so.
Beautiful, isn't it? It's inspired by my home planet of Harmony. Good. Now you're moving. Under here, stay low. Simple double jump. Follow the ghost. We've retaken over a quarter of frontier space since the Battle of Demeter. Militia's better organized now. More people join every day. People like you. In combat, things never go as you expect. You must be ready to use any weapon you can find on the field. These are just a few of the weapons I've come across out there. Time to hit the range.
Okay.
I'm over here at the range.
Any other guns I can use? Yeah, that'll do.
Load your weapon. To get more precision, aim down the sight of your weapon. Good. Practice more if you want, then head to the gauntlet. Alright, got a new gauntlet for you to run today. Hard time is 2 minutes. Gotta do better than that to continue. Follow the ghost, or find your own path.
Okay.
Pilots have to strike a balance in combat. Speed is paramount, but you must also hit the target. The gauntlet is where we practice those skills, until they're second nature. Nice run. See the results board on the wall? You set a new best time. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses, so be sure to run this a few times with different weapons. Look at the results board for more tips on how to improve. Now that you're warmed up, if you want a real challenge, you can race against other pilot ghosts.
25
Word
seconds.
of warning though,
Ooh.
pilots who recorded these ghosts are the best in the SRS. If you can beat them, you'll be on your way to being a real pilot. Go ahead and run the gauntlet as much as you want. When you're done, I've got something special to show you.
Yeah, fucked it. So at this stage I should have basically already finished. Restart? Wow. Okay. Try it one more.
Okay,
That's
okay,
bad.
not bad.
Okay, shotgun's good. Maybe not that one. Alright. And a miss. And another miss. No very accurate pistol. Maybe I'm just inaccurate.
Just try to get a little better each time.
Use grenades more. Too bad I can't go with two of these, can I? Yeah, I can't. Okay. Instant fail. Just reload quickly this time. Bunny hop shots.
no shame in losing. The real shame would be to stop trying.
Yeah. DMR without a scope, maybe? No. I think the problem, part of the problem is I don't know how to effectively move faster using this method. If I knew how to do that, it would be different. Oh, rip. There would have been a better time. Okay.
Practice makes perfect.
Let's see how he does it. Let's watch. So he jumps up here. Jump, 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 jump. Goes across there. Okay. Uses a melee on that one, shoots him. Guessing.
Trust me, Rifleman. There's always someone faster out there. You just have to be more persistent.
Seems to be the best balanced bet on there. Yep, that's a fail. I'm gonna restart. Oh, you have to actually restart? Come on. That's better.
You were flying that time.
Still can't beat 37. That's insane. Fucked it. Yeah. Definitely a lot better though.
Keep working at
If I didn't screw that
Nobody
part up.
gets there for giving up. All done with the gauntlet?
stuffed it. So you basically got to use Spitfire. You can't aim. Which makes this the perfect gun for it. Alright. Whoop.
Each success is built on 1,000 failures. Don't quit now.
So bad. Okay, restart.
Okay, not bad.
Getting there.
All done with the gauntlet.
Just gotta not miss. Oh shit. Did I just nade jump? I'm pretty sure I did.
Just try to get a little
Okay,
better each
consistency.
time. All done with the gauntlet.
Get used to the melee range as well.
No shame in losing.
Yeah.
The real shame would be to stop trying. That's your fastest run yet.
So close. Yeah, that'll do.
Practice makes perfect.
I don't think I'm gonna get it much better than that. Fine. Okay.
All done with the gauntlet?
I'm ready to see what's next.
Good. You're gonna like this. It's time you learn the other half of being a pilot. The Titan. Let's go call one in.
Aren't pilots the only ones allowed to do that?
It's only a simulation, Rifleman. It's not the real thing. But first, we're gonna need a little more space. That's my partner, BT. He's a Vanguard class. Homegrown militia technology. The first Titan chassis we designed ourselves. One we didn't have to steal from the IMC. Go ahead, Rifleman. Call on your first Titan. Look up to the sky. There he is. All right, Rifleman. Sounds like it's about to hit the fan. I'm pulling you out.
And the fun begins.
Cooper, ready up. Easy, Cole. He just left VR. He needs a minute to decompress. He'll be ready to go. Trust me. Yes, sir. It's up. They're killing us. Trying to, anyway. Good session in there. You'll get the hang of it someday. We'll make a pilot out of you yet, Rifleman. But not today. No time.
Last Mimosa.
Anderson,
You son of a bitch. See you down there.
we're going to see a new planet today. Maybe even die on it. See you down there, Rifleman. Good luck.
Get your ass out of the sim pod, Cooper. Meet at the dropship.
Got the difficulty set to normal because throughout the entire campaign, this run I'm only going to be using the Scorch Titan when I can. I'm basically just running the game until I get a feel for all the different levels and different routes. And try and go through it as fast as possible. After that I'll do a run on the hard difficulty without restricting myself to one Titan. After I'll go through a run through on the hardest level. Before we do that, I'll quickly check YouTube for something because it was quite interesting. There was a comment before on one of my feeds. And basically just chatting about how whether or not the US military is going to use SpaceX rockets for cargo. Yeah. I can't spell. There's a V in there somewhere. on how maneuverable it is in a glide stage. May be entirely more effective to keep ready forces circling the globe until they need to be deployed would result in less response time, but also has the downside that most people, most countries, most nations with space tracking capability, and let's face it, just about everybody everybody does with free tracking. Very true, depending on velocity it may be possible to intercept. Orbital has the advantage that very few weapon systems at the moment have the capability, would entirely depend on how maneuverable it is in a glide-powered stage. May be entirely more effective to keep ready forces circling the globe until they need to be deployed, would result in less response time, but it also has the downside that most nations with space tracking capability misspelt. Keep. I can't type with this smoke hand. Capability. Most nations with space tracking capability, and let's face it, just about everybody does with free tracking of most launches. You can look up, you can jump on the internet right now and you can see just about everything that's in orbit. Anyone. Will be watching these orbits very closely. So yeah, it's mostly due to like suborbital flights are more of like a glide stage. And it's like you can steer left, right, and introduce some like randomness into it. And most interception systems are not aimed at intercepting stuff at such a high altitude that's in a glide stage, whereas there are existing systems right now that can target stuff that is orbital. So it's all a matter of prediction, and stealth doesn't exist in space, unfortunately. Which is why stuff like this is so interesting.
Stabilize. 250 milligrams of sense fentanyl administered. Caution. Temporary side effects. Nausea. Dizziness. Impaired motor coordination.
Just what you want. People straight up their land being dropped.
We got more IMC structures coming! Are we near the drop zone? We are
Cooper, you're in bad shape. Hold on. This might knock you out, but you should be okay when you wake up.
Lastimosa, hostile Titans inbound. Apex predators.
Copy that, BT. Mercenaries. Stay down, Cooper. BT, let's go.
We have 18 hours. 18 hours until the Ark is sealed and ready for delivery. Oi, Richter! Leave the corpses alone, you sick
Meanwhile,
bastard.
most of those Titans there would be
Got a
like,
job to do, eh?
detecting life
We
signs
make
from that
corpses,
dude
we
right in
don't
front of
clean
you.
them up. Let's go.
I can't complain. I'm alive. For a minute.
BT, transfer authorization to new pilot. Link, Bravo Tango 7274. Cooper, take my Titan. Use my helmet and my jump kit. This is the real thing. Take care of him.
Power low. Insufficient power.
The Ark is being transferred for recasing. Take a new shell design.
Okay. Save ammo for this thing for things on the ground. I'll just use it all. Use it all, I think. I'm always gonna find more ammo for this.
militia intruders, this is General Marder of the Interstellar Manufacturing Corporation. You're in violation of sovereign law. I'm offering you a brief amnesty. Surrender yourself to an IMC officer.
Or his mercenaries.
If you refuse,
We work for the IMC safety. What are you trying to get? Medal? I don't care who's giving the orders. Blitz getting mercs, General Marder. Us grunts get paid the same either way. All that matters is that thing in the mountains goes online and fits.
any militia forces will be fine. We're advised to discard any weapons. Surrender immediately. Do not attempt to resist. Lethal force is authorized against any armed militia personnel.
Visual. He's there! Suspect is aggressive and extremely dangerous. We gotta keep him down.
Hey Alex, how are you going? I think I might be starting to slowly get better at this game. Oh, you can hack it? Didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, I'm going alright, thank you. So on to my fourth playthrough now, I think? Or third or fourth. I'm gonna be doing this one with the Scorch. I did the last playthrough entirely using Tone. I'm starting to memorize the map layouts a little bit better now. Get used to the controls.
To any militia personnel, I must remind you that you are on the planet Typhon. This is an IMC-controlled planet, but there are many wild creatures outside the bounds of our influence. We cannot control them. Turn yourselves in, and we will ensure your personal safety. The prisoner of war.
You were brave enough to join people who believe in protecting the freedom of the frontier.
Yeah.
As individuals, the IMC might
Doesn't surprise me though. I mean, it gained a little bit more popularity recently, and yeah, it does suck. Not to mention, because I'm in Australia, if I tried to play on any of them, like the latency would be like horrible. I don't think many people in Australia play this anymore.
You are all here because you want to be part of
But that's something I've gotten used to, like over 15-20 years of gaming. It's like, I kind of like get the gaming in Australia sucks. So, I like challenging myself now with single player stuff. It's pretty much the main reason why I do it, actually, to be honest.
These things are rare. We should sell it. No bloody way. There's one blizzard for them. 114, hostile blizzard. We're under attack. Come in. Anyone in this?
Power low. Insufficient power.
Rib shot!
Power at 2/3. Data core reinitialized.
So it kind of sucks, like, when all the servers are being data west, but like, imagine if you're in Australia and no one plays it. Yeah. Yeah. Probably very few.
System online.
Like, there are probably a couple of
Adjusting
servers going.
focus. Are you
Like,
alright,
maybe
pilot?
one.
Yeah. Who are you?
I am BT-7274,
I always
a
miss the
Vanguard-class Titan of the Militia SRS, Marauder Corps. You may call me BT.
BT. Got it.
My systems are rebooting, but a third battery will accelerate the process. I will remain here.
Sure, it's this way, so I'll just start moving there now. Yeah.
Until I am mobile, I will assist you through your helmet radio when possible.
To all militia personnel, the IMC will grant safe passage back to the Angel City Penitentiary. All who
There's
surrender
no this.
would be wise to turn yourselves in to any IMC search teams immediately.
Pilot, I advise against turning yourself over to the IMC. Voice pattern analysis indicates they are lying.
Don't worry, BT. I'm not going anywhere.
Understood, but I do recommend you move. IMC salvage teams are not far away.
So this is going to be like a pure double job, I think.
I mean, I'm not leaving you.
It is a common requirement for pilots to maneuver in situations without a linked Titan.
Definitely not a wall run thing in this one. I might actually watch the video for it. Yeah, just a double jump. Okay.
Raptor 3, we're taking heavy hits. The IMC have us surrounded. Lieutenant, do you know about Cuban Bliss? I hear he used to be IMC. He's in charge of the...
Might have been a bad idea to actually stealth kill that guy. Would have been more efficient if I didn't.
Pilot, my mapping systems have been restored. The ambush of the 9th Militia Fleet has landed us far off course from our original destination. We are located in hostile territory. Be careful, we cannot stay here long.
You think we can survive through this, BT?
We have no other options. We will have to improvise and adapt if we wish to survive.
How long did you serve with Lastimosa?
Oh no, I did it, didn't I? Yeah. Fucked up one jump.
Days ago.
That's longer than any relationship I've had.
Noted.
Is that even a way I'm supposed to do it? Yeah, that's the mistake I'm making. I'm trying to like hook onto the wall at the end. I should just like double jump from the end. There we go. Bingo. Done. That's why I'm forcing myself to go through the start of the game again. It's just that, like, I'm gonna program all this movement into my memory eventually. Now, usually I sit here waiting, but there's no point waiting. You just go straight in. Don't need to shoot everyone if you can get in. I think the pilot's already no longer contained.
Pilot, your suit has an emergency cloaking ability. This can help you survive dangerous situations.
Just skip everything. It's like if you want to spend as much time as possible actually piloting Titans in the campaign, it's like get through these parts as fast as possible.
Special Recon Squadron, or SRS. Her name is Sarah Briggs.
BT, is there anyone alive on this ship?
No. Scans do not detect any life signs within the MCS James McAllen, but 90% of the lifeboats have been ejected.
Yeah.
There is still hope.
Might even be able to get this done in one run. Like one video. Shotgun.
There's a Vanguard class Titan in the wreckage of the McAllen. Chassis number Bravo Tango 7274. Bring it to me, eh?
To all militia survivors, it would be in your best interest to turn yourselves in. Surely you would agree it is better
Pilot, our location has been compromised.
rather than a roaming
I figured out by just changing one keybind, I made it a hell of a lot more efficient to use the Titans.
Those drones are IMC scouts. Enemy reinforcements will be on their way. We must complete the Neuralink immediately. Please install the final battery. Power at full capacity. Pilot, we must establish a Neuralink in order to proceed.
Fun times!
Please embark when ready.
Did I ever mention how much I love mechs? MechWarrior 5 is now on Steam, by the way.
Alright.
Protocol 1. Link to pilot. Establishing neural link. Neural link established. Rifleman Jack Cooper, you are now confirmed as acting pilot of BT-7274. Protocol 2. Uphold the mission. Our orders are to resume Special Operation 217. Rendezvous with Major Anderson of the SRS. I'm
I
detecting
think the only
incoming
reason
enemy
we
forces.
don't have them like
Protocol
in
3.
military
Protect
production
the pilot.
at the moment, like something
Reinitializing
like this. I think the only
System.
reason why we don't is possibly because this world doesn't have as much war as it would require. But if like we had like peer versus peer adversary wars going on at the moment, I reckon there'd be mechs running around. But because the urban combat requirement for such machines, which are basically gambit, you know, it's like all cards on the table sort of machines. Like there isn't that requirement right now.
Vortex shield online. The vortex shield catches incoming rounds and missiles. Release the button to launch any captured objects back at the enemy. Pilot, the Acolyte pod is online. This shoulder-mounted rocket pod will lock onto multiple enemy targets. The longer you hold down the button, the more locks you will achieve. Neuralink complete. Primary weapon control and motion link re-established. Pilot, enemy Titanfall detected. We will have to fight our way to safety. Get ready.
You sure about this?
Yes, trust me.
Militia Titan spotted, chassis number BT-7274. Taking fire.
When you have a mech in space, it becomes less of a mech and more of a spacecraft. You gotta think about like what sort of advantages that a mech gives to something that's in space. So, pivot actuators, something that can rotate its torso, adjust its angle of attack. So in space you can use reaction wheels, for example, to change your angle of attack without even using a thruster. What would happen if you applied that to a torso? Many things like that. But a mech in space would essentially be like a spacecraft, and in many ways they're pretty much built for it.
Tighten down. Well done, pilot. Our combat effectiveness rating.
So like just ignore the fact that they have legs, ignore the fact that they have arms, and just like focus on the fact that they can pivot their individual attachments and all that sort of stuff. So it's like basically a spacecraft with several Canadarms on it. And not to mention being able to rotate its whole chassis. So like the legs could be pointing this way with the thrusters on it or whatever, and the body could turn around and face this way. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction in space, so you'd have to design systems for mechs. Like mechs on ground would function differently than mechs in space. You'd have to think about thrusters for how to move the different components. Like for instance, if you tried to turn the torso of a mech in space, the whole thing would spin. I'll be right back. Yeah, like essentially, it's very much like torque. Like so like if you had two parts that were linked like back to back like this, and you had one part that had to spin like this to the left-hand side, that depending on how much friction and stuff there is, this part would also start following it. Um, so like say if you used like ordinary say like like ball bearings and all that sort of thing for a torso to actually twist on, like say like a tank turret, basically exactly the same as a tank turret. There's no weight pushing it down on the turret ring, so that's not as much of an issue. But well, the viscosity of the oils and stuff, which you get it to be able to turn without shearing metal off, in other words, damaging components, you know, you'd end up with friction. So controlling them would be very different. But you could also link up stuff like flywheels and reaction wheels and everything, where it builds up the momentum into something turning. And then when you shut it off, it returns back at, like to position pretty much. All sorts of different twists. Yeah, there's the mechs could certainly work in space. I don't know if it'd be better or worse than a spacecraft. I think a purpose-designed spacecraft would be better, but you've also got the multi-purpose functionality of a mech in that, like, say if it needed to enter into confined spaces and stuff like that, it's got actuators and legs and stuff and arms that it can use to push itself off surfaces. So, like, say like inside an asteroid or like on a planet or inside a spaceship, you know, that would basically work. But in pure space-to-space engagements, they wouldn't really have much of a chance against something that's designed to actually operate as a spacecraft 100%. And, you know, like, say with... Because the difference between, like, a fighter with, say, like a turret that can gimbal, you know, 180 degrees and aim up and down and on one plane of attack, whereas a mech has to basically do that with its whole body, or, like, one arm. It can move one arm around. Like a purpose-built spacecraft would have better engines, better maneuverability, so mechs would be slower. But then you've also got the issue: why not do what Macross does and have variable form mechs? So a mech that can be a fighter and a mech that can be a mech, like both the same mech, they just transform, you know. Yeah, exactly. It could. It could definitely use like space junk or asteroids as cover. There'd have to be a lot more of it in space than there is right now, especially in terms of like a near-Earth environment type of thing. But like if you had like small variable single cockpit, like single pilot cockpit fighters. Yeah, yeah, somewhat like that. But that's the point where you have to question whether it's cheaper to build one thing that can do this and one thing that can do that, and then have them work together, or just build one thing that can do everything. Cheers. But where mechs really make sense is in urban environments. Like planetside, in the middle of a city, like a well-built city. In jungles, possibly. Anywhere where it doesn't make sense to have like a flat tracked vehicle. And a good mix of smaller exoskeleton sized things such as like walkers, like just like a simple standard exoskeleton with like a 20mm cannon. Underwater? Yeah, like underwater. again, you have to deal with the same thing that if you have a stable firing platform that's the size of like a boat, basically, that operates like a submarine, it can potentially be more effective. But it depends on the technology, I suppose. So, like, if you build the sort of technology that you need to make mechs that be effective underwater as well as on land, then why not apply the same technology to submarines, and essentially they'd be the same thing. So, like, rather than... But when you're talking about underwater, you're talking about pressures, and a mech probably wouldn't be able to go as deep as a true submarine. Or move as quickly. I mean, you could build a drone this big by that big with a 50-kilometer range that just puts a, like, detects the submarine target and puts a limpet mine on it.
Has increased. Pilot, I detect more IMC salvage teams on the way. Our only chance of survival is to uphold our mission of rendezvousing with Major Anderson. Until then, you and I are on our own. Marking your HUD. Must move quickly.
Yeah. Now that's an idea. Which makes more sense than a mech. Though, at that stage when you're building stuff that's actually that complicated, you have to, and I'm sure you do realize, because I know you're a pretty smart guy, like, the difference between like a bipedal mech and a tank that can be amphibious and also be a tank on land is only very slim. I mean, the only difference is that a bipedal mech has articulated exterior hard points, basically, which does introduce fundamental weaknesses. Say if you shoot the side of one of these legs with a 120mm cannon, goodbye leg. It'd be now on the ground. It could probably lie down on the side and still keep on shooting. But like if you had a tank that had that much armor here and here and above and below, you use the same amount of resources, but it can effectively take a hit. Yeah, that's the thing with mechs. They can't take a hit. But, well, not at the moment, but in the real world scenario where mechs would be effectively employed is absolutely in an urban combat environment where maneuverability and the ability to move obstructions and obstacles out of the way, like just being able to reach out a fist and just punch basically through a barricade and push it to the side and then put a gun through the hole you just made and start shooting at something. You know, that's where mechs really would shine. And the only reason we don't have them yet is because, as I've said before, that we don't have that total war mentality with different world powers like China and America and Russia actively fighting wars against each other in urban environments where this sort of thing would become a weapon. It wouldn't be able to become a weapon until that stage. I mean, you could build them in like for like current like anti-insurgency roles and that sort of stuff, but to take out one of these, all it would take is one person with an anti-tank rocket launcher or an RPG. I mean, if you had 10 of them on the field, if you lose one, it doesn't really matter, right? That's the sort of mentality that it has to happen before mechs will be a thing.
Pilot, the IMC will continue to search for us. Our only chance of survival is to rendezvous with Major Anderson, 60 clicks from our current location. We will have to improvise and adapt if we wish to survive.
Well, you imagine a tank comes around the road just here, it starts pointing its cannon this way, it could be like... Whereas a tank would be like... Yeah.
This is Wallbound 3-2. We're taking heavy casualties down here.
Yeah, like you have to be able to shoot straight up. Yeah.
We've suffered heavy losses. Got a friendly Vanguard class Titan. Is that BT? Good to see you, Captain. We could use some help.
Enemy Titan down.
SR's Vanguard Titan spot. Fired will.
First floor ready.
Some good teamwork there. That's right, yeah. That's exactly what its main purpose would be. Tanks can't shoot around corners.
First floor ready. First floor activated. Enemy Titan down.
Looks like you're going the wrong way, pilot. I do hope you have more than that, militia.
Enemy Titan down.
Thanks for the assist, sir. We'll secure this area.
We got time.
This Titan weapon is an advanced design and may give us a tactical advantage.
I might use it until I've got Scorch. I've got to do the whole playthrough with Scorch, which is going to be really fun on the last mission. Yeah, like basically the mech could run up, just get in range of its barrel, push the barrel to the side, stand and jump on top of the fucking tank. Yeah.
Pilot, with the tone loadout, we can lock onto enemies and target them with tracking rockets. This will be useful in direct combat. Salvo core ready. Enemy Titan down. Pilot, our path through this facility is blocked by a flow regulation gate. There should be a control interface nearby. I'm engaging hostile infantry.
Enemy Titan near the South Shore train.
Yeah. Well, most turrets have a shot trap as well, so like once you're close enough, you could grab that barrel, wrench it up, grab a gun, point it in between the gap between the turret and the hull, and just like start firing rounds. And those rounds would ricochet and bounce up into the shot trap of the turret. Before you know it, the turret would just pop off. Yeah, or you could just rip off the turret, rip off the gun. Not to mention, once you're at that sort of point of range, you could just aim straight down at where a driver's seat position is, put rounds through their armor. take out the driver directly.
Don't let him escape!
The mechs are definitely more of like a knife throat range thing than a like a long range weapon. Though you could make missile like mechs that are based on missiles and cut them working like a helicopter. They could just like crouch behind a hill and then pop their head up and then shoot off a load of missiles, then duck back down, or pop up and shoot like a 90mm like anti-tank gun or something at a tank, then pop back down.
Hazardous waste pumps now filtering. Automated testing facility. Dome 1.
Probably 50mm autocannon. With a couple of like machine guns, like heavy caliber machine guns, like on like turrets and stuff. So like on the back, maybe vertical launch rocket systems, like missile systems, for anti-tank duties. So rather than shooting a missile directly at a tank, just shoot one that goes. They're definitely like you'd have to have weapons that can concentrate on like a sort of a horizontal engagement area, maybe 30-40 degrees up and down at least. And then maybe a turret on each shoulder or something like that, like with a 50 cal machine gun that can aim virtually straight up and shoot like windows and like passageways and, you know, doors and all that sort of stuff. You'd want at least one of their main weapons at a time, if not both, to be able to shoot almost vertically to take out helicopters and low attacking aircraft, and like a VLSS module or something, a vertical launch surface-to-surface missile or surface-to-air missile on the back. At least. Like, you could fit that on the Mech. Easy. It'd be like full-on American doctrine, you know, like more DACA. You know what the Americans are like, machine guns. Fit as many machine guns on it as possible. And that fell out of favor for tanks because infantry can just take cover, right? So American tanks back in World War II, they had like anywhere from 3 to 5 or 6 machine guns, especially at the start of World War II. And like it doesn't make as much sense today as it did then. But if you had a mech, it would certainly make a hell of a lot of sense, because like you could engage, like say you're firing down the side of a street and a soldier pops up in a window over there, you could have AI basically swivel a shoulder mounted gun and go. Like you could be shooting down the street, spot the dude, use your eye to target it, and the gun swivels based on where you're looking.
The path through this facility is blocked by a flow regulation gate. There should be a control interface nearby.
Maintenance override engaged. Opening flow regulation gate. Warning, toxic fumes dispersing in main chamber. Activating control room safety airlock procedures.
Pilot, the safety airlock has sealed you in the control room. You must find another way out. We have no choice but to split up.
Yeah. Well, like for instance, how F-18 pilots can off-bore sidewinder missiles. When they're flying their fighter, they can look to the side and lock a plane over there, shoot off a missile, and it goes. Or like Apache gunship pilots, or Tiger pilots, or whatever type of attack helicopter pilot you're thinking of, where their gunner can use their helmet to target the gun that's underneath the helicopter.
Split up. Sounds risky.
Given our dire circumstances, this is a risk worth taking.
You know, like how many oh shit moments do you have, like in an urban combat situation, where you're going through a street or something like that, and you see a dude come out with an RPG and about ready to put a fucking a rocket propelled grenade up your ass, and you're like, oh shit! I mean, basically, a gun's already swiveled to where you're looking. Oh shit! Bang! They're dead. You know. Whereas with the tank, it's like, oh shit! In that time, they've already put a rocket into the top of your hull.
Pilot, I am tracking your location. Recommend you seek an exit.
You got it, BT. You do the same.
Copy that, pilot.
Pilot is close!
Okay. Finish this beer and then do this part.
Listen up. This is Kane. What we have here, my IMC and militia friends, is a failure to communicate. And that's okay. That's okay. That's all good.
Who was that?
Accessing files. Kane, a mercenary commonly affiliated with the Apex Predators, a well-known narcotics user and supplier.
That moves.
Any militia left in the facility, just so you know, this is Kane's place. You're welcome to stay as long as it takes to kill you. Which, by the way, will not be long.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. Kind of. Except for they're all useful. So, like, say for instance, you've got like a machine gun on each shoulder that can target independently, like forward and 180 behind, maybe with a bit of overlap forward and behind. You could basically be shooting machine guns and autocannons at the same target in front of you, and then as soon as the target pops up to the side, keep on shooting at the target in front of you with like 2 autocannons and a machine gun on your left shoulder, but the one that's slaved to your right shoulder can turn right and just go, you know? I mean, you can implement control schemes like that on a keyboard just by holding a fucking button down. So like, say if you want to keep on shooting at a target that's in front of you and you want only one slave gun to shoot to the right, you hold down C instead of Z or X. Like Z for left hand side, X for straight forward, C for right forward. If you want to take a gun that's being slaved to already being shooting at a current target and shoot it somewhere else, you just hold down C, look to your right and press fucking fire. Yeah. I don't know how that one is fair. They were all lined up for headshots.
This is Raccoon 3, 9th Militia Fleet. We're held up in the reclamation facility. The INCF still mechanized infantry. We're trapped.
Pilot, I'm detecting friendly militia forces
Keeping the
along
machine
your
gun for
path.
heavier targets.
They may need assistance.
In bad situations.
Captain, I see something moving by the pipes. Eyes up. It's a friendly pilot. Captain, we got a friendly militia pilot. Hold your fire. He's SRS. Look at his helmet.
And the trick with battlefield weapons, I feel, is that making them intuitive to use, like making them so that anyone can use it. It just turns the earth underneath it, yeah.
It's hard to take care of those starving bastards.
Because you could be like a fighter pilot with 10,000 switches in your cockpit. It doesn't matter if you're going to get shot down because you got to find that one fucking switch that lets you shoot a missile that goes straight. Yeah. So like arm, tracking, lock, fire, engage, Fox 1, right? And like mechs are the same diff. I mean, like, so how would you slave all these multiple weapon systems so that they could be easily used by one pilot? You could always do the F-18 scenario where they have dual seat on the Navy versions. You have a dedicated gunner, you have one person who just drives the mech. Like you could have the driver in command of the weapons and you could have a secondary gunner sitting in a cockpit behind or like above them or whatever. And they could control the guns that defend around the periphery. Yeah, well, you can straight up do it by AI as well. And like you could have like the virtual reality tech they use on F-35s right now. And you could basically make it so that while a gun is looking straight forward and shooting this way, it could pop up with a little window on the right hand side with an AI telling them a target has been detected moving on the rooftop to your right. And it could do like a little window in window picture showing where they are, and a little box up the top saying the direction of target. And the gunner could be focusing on the target in front of them, spot that, hold down a button, and the gun could slave and just go without them even actually looking over there.
I think I got it. These servos keep seizing up. Come on, baby. I know you got one more fight in you.
Or you could do the whole Gundam thing, right? Where the inside of the cockpit is just basically a wraparound display where you can like see what's on your right, you can see what's on your left just by looking. You know, you don't need to have like one set of optics looking forward. You have like multiple redundant optics all over the actual vehicle. Really gotta pick up one of those guys. Ooh, nice. I'll take that. I always think it's a bit of a cheat to use this gun because it's so effective.
Reinforcements on your six! About time!
feel like we've been walking for days.
Do you require rest?
No.
Good. There is no time for rest. We must uphold the mission.
Alrighty. I'm just gonna do this the old-fashioned way, I guess. If you call this the old-fashioned way.
Hazardous waste pumps now filtered testing facility. No
So I got word that there's some Vanguard-class Titan and an SRS pilot taking out my IMC support. Whoever you are.
That's right.
Not bad at all, friend. I just hope you're better than the last one I killed.
Well, it counted as an iron oxide paint for sure. Iron oxide, yeah. It would even rust naturally. It would have that rusty color.
exterior room to primary systems.
Kane, come in. There's a Vanguard class Titan in the facility. I think it's SRS.
You think it's SRS?
Hazardous waste pumps now filtered. Zone 3.
Pilot, exercise
At least they give you an excuse why you're only painting one army a month.
caution.
You can say that again.
Pilot, exercise caution.
The paint supply is restricted, guys. Sorry, I can only do one army a month. Who are you buying your paint from? I'd rather not talk about it.
Pilot, our paths will intersect just up ahead.
Demonetized.
Great. Sounds good.
Scans indicate
It's great, 'cause I'm not
multiple IMC
monetized to
security
begin with.
forces. Prepare yourself, pilot.
Fucking used to be. That still pisses me off.
Long time no see, BT.
On the contrary, your helmet provided me with a live feed of your actions. You fought well out there, pilot. The controls to deactivate the sludge flow are in the next chamber.
Yeah,
Marking
I
your
don't
HUD.
buy it, yeah. But you pay for it.
IMC security forces. I guess that's why they pay me the big bucks. You want something done right, you do it yourself. All right, scrubs, enough's enough. I'm coming down.
Go, take him out!
Overriding pump filter system. Emergency shutdown initiated. Pump shutdown sequence at 20%.
This is where all the bots come out, isn't it? Yep. Switch to an actual gun.
The sludge falls contain a high concentration of heavy metals. They are interfering with my targeting systems.
How hard can it be? Just shoot!
Blind firing into my pilot's combat zone would be a violation of Protocol 3.
Pump shutdown sequence at 40%.
Oh! Yep, that's death. Note to self, they can get up on top of that thing. Alright. That's what I hate about this particular area. Like, there's nowhere I can sit with like an M240 or something and just like shoot everything that comes my way. None of the guns in this game are like that. They're all like, well, I suppose they're realistic. Probably the best thing about it. They're actually realistic. You gotta move.
My targeting systems.
How hard can it be? Just shoot!
Blind firing into my pilot's combat zone would be a violation of Protocol 3.
But it feels like it's the Benny Hill song playing in the background whenever I do it.
Pump shutdown sequence at 40%.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh god. Ghost Runner, gotta love it. Oh, they stopped chasing me. Does that mean I can actually engage?
Pump shutdown sequence at 50%.
Oh. Yeah, that's not
Pump shutdown sequence at 80%. Pump shutdown sequence at 90%. Pump shutdown sequence complete.
Visual contact re-established with pilot. Commencing supporting fire. Danger close. Activating sonar pulse.
Alright.
Lost eyes on target.
Pilot, that was a difficult battle. You handled yourself well. I have noted it for the record. I have identified an exit on this side. This way. Transferring controls to pilot. Protocol 2. Uphold the mission. Our orders are to resume Special Operation 217. Rendezvous with Major Anderson of the SRS.
Now for the fun.
You were
Citizen
not
K.
invited to Kane's party, and that's why you're dead. Well, well, another runaway hero with an SRS Vanguard class Titan. Woo! Now we're talking. Bring it. Knife to a knife fight.
Let's get this party started, scrub.
Pilot, stay out of Kane's thermite residue. It causes heavy damage.
Go ahead. Kane can take a few hits. I can keep going all day and all night. But you, you gotta sleep sometime.
Guessing they haven't. Yeah, we can believe that stuff.
Enemy Titan down.
Knowing far too many people on drugs. And I'd just say they're probably not that fun. Because with how egotistical this dude is, be a ball without him.
Hit me! Come on, hit me! Kane's on a friggin' dime. Gonna take a lot more than that, scrub. Now come on, hit me!
Do what they want me to. Don't complain when they do.
Well done, pilot.
Yeah, witches now,
Kane's
that's a
helmet
more fun
radio
part.
is still intact. We should retrieve it.
As long as you hide.
Kane, we need reinforcements in the tunnel. Kane, how copy? Over.
I can jump in.
Come in, Kane! Kane, bring it ready! Or ground spots are down!
It's so weird hearing Ghost. Was it Captain McTavish or something?
Sloan, this is Blisk. The IMC have almost sealed the Ark. It's time to prepare the Draconis.
Copy.
The key to a good Dark Elder party. Oh my god. Have you seen In the Shadows? It's a vampire comedy thing on YouTube. It's not just on it's a I can't remember what channel. What We Do in the Shadows, that's what it's called. What We Do in the Shadows. We have been planning an orgy. We don't want to plan it like that other guy because then we know what ends up happening. His name shall not be mentioned. Fucking Max! Fucking Max!
So 3 captured militia. What should I do with them?
Ah, just kill him.
No, don't!
Let's oh darn. I'll be right back, I need a drink. kind of what it looked like. But yeah, from Within the Shadows explanation of bad orgies, it's like what do they say? You'll see all the bats flying around. All those bats they're flying around. They're vampires who hosted bad orgies. They're flying close to the ground because of the shame.
I'm on my way. Slow now.
The ability to decrypt enemy communications has a strong history in warfare. This will work to our advantage. In order to survive, we must keep moving. Major Anderson went this way. It could be a shortcut to the rendezvous point. I recommend we proceed.
Does this give me a Scorch loadout yet?
Controls transfer
Not yet.
to pilot.
Oh, yes. That is the way. The highest person at a party is always the dude sitting in the toilet with the door locked, going, oh my. Always. It's an enviable position that can only happen occasionally. Alright.
Watch our step.
Look, I've known, like, I've got nothing against people using drugs that are legal in the where they are. For instance, dope, people smoking dope or marijuana or cannabis or whatever. Most people who don't have a tolerance for it, basically the first thing that happens to them if they smoke too much is that they actually have a full body response where all their nerves start firing. And the way I've heard it described is that they don't know if they're about to take a shit because that every single part of their body they can feel, including their ass, like they're about to take a shit, or like eyeballs bugging out and like everything like that, feeling absolutely high as a kite. And I think that most people who get that too high, they have the best time because they go and retreat into a toilet with no one else around so that they can just chill out. And when they're finished, basically, like, they don't even go to the toilet. It's just in case for them. That's actually a true thing, because it's actually physically impossible to overdose on pot, but it does not come without side effects, and one of those side effects is that. Better than a K-hole, where you feel like you're falling through the floor and stuck in the floor. Yeah, pretty much.
What is this place?
Accessing files. Unknown.
What are we doing here, BT?
We must proceed through this facility and continue to the
Is that the
rendezvous
Scorch?
with Major
It's the Scorch. Okay, so basically,
It is our only chance of survival.
I have never used this mech. In none of my previous playthroughs. I've never used this one. And now I've got to use this loadout for the rest of the game. It should be alright for most of the game, but there's some parts of the game where I need to do like long range shots, which I don't think I'm going to be able to make. Not easily. I gotta learn how to shoot this thing. Yeah, once I get through to Viper. Which one's that one? Is that the Viper, this one? I think my favorite... my favorite mechs were Ion and North Star. When I was playing through in my first playthrough. But I skipped, when I was playing this, I was just using the Expedition the whole time. The first playthrough. I tried to finish the game just using that, but I couldn't. So when I finish going through all the other mechs, I'm going to do a playthrough where I just use the first mech for the entire game. But I haven't done one yet with Scorch. Like, I haven't actually... So it's like a big grenade launcher.
Ash, this is Blisk. A copy over.
This is Ash. Go ahead.
It's not responding.
Sex is
The
like a
government militia
fireball.
pilot's trying to be a hero. He's going to be headed your way. Kill him.
Understood.
Oh, okay.
Ash out.
So that fire shield, it's only... You can't, like, just drop it. You gotta use it.
He is a war criminal, wanted by the militia, commonly employed by the IMC. Blisk was responsible
Whereas that
for
will
the
give you,
death
like,
of my previous
something you
pilot,
can set, like, a
Captain
flame thing on the ground.
Lastimosa.
Or you can meds, and that will give you, like a big attack, I suppose. It's like a flame wall or something. Yeah, yeah. So that's how I'm challenging myself. I'm trying to use like just one loadout for the whole game once I get it. And this is going to be challenging because it's basically like a buffed, it's kind of like a grenadier, really. Mixed with like Rise of the Triad. I don't know, like Rise of the Triad flame wall guns, and this should be interesting. I don't know how much success I'm going to have near the end of the game. I think it's going to be a lot harder near the end. Especially that last fight. But here we go. I've been wanting to use this thing. I think it has a higher yep, thank you. Taken. I think it has a higher hit point pool though. So I can take a bit more damage. It's tanky. Oh shit. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. I fucking knew that was gonna happen. I tried to dodge it and I got caught in it. Okay. Yeah, my best lasts for a very long time. Okay. So I've just got to get good with this, I suppose. Yeah, because it can set up like fire areas that people can't pass. A direct hit with this thing, I suppose, is more or less an instant kill for the other stuff. Should be fun. It's going to make advancing difficult though. So if I want to advance quickly, I can't use grenades. Can you zoom any of that? Yes. I was pretty decent with Pyro and Team Fortress 2. This is where it's going to get tricky against other Titans. Trapping them. It's good range in it. Yep. Too bad that you don't have like an actual flamer weapon. Imagine if you had a flamer.
How the hell did you do that?
My enemies be purged for the Emperor. It's like using a big melter gun. Right? Yeah. I can get used to this.
Time to take you out, pilot. Firing salvo core. I'm hit. I need reinforcements.
Stomp. Alright. So tricky because you gotta get a direct hit. Pretty much. Okay. If you get a direct hit, they turn into burning puddles of goo. Ah, so BT or a Dreadnought? I don't know. BT would win, I reckon. Because BT would be considered like archaic tech or something, wouldn't he? So he's got all the regeneration abilities for his shields and such, which a Dreadnought does not have. So I think BT would win hands down. Even against 1 or 2, maybe 2 or 3.
Hostile Titan acquired. Moving in.
Try and cross that. Definitely not very good against infantry, which is surprising. I thought it'd be a lot better. But versus mechs, yeah, you can control their movement. That's for sure. Now that's a harder one. I reckon they might be equally pressed.
Flame core ready.
Whatever. I can take the hit.
You reckon? You really reckon you can handle it? Okay, let's find out.
Good work, pilot.
Oh, that's
Our
nice.
skills are greatly improving.
And this thing is tanky as fuck.
Pilot, this loading dock's cargo lift offers a shortcut through the facility. Check your HUD for the control panel.
Good idea.
Thank you, pilot.
I'll have to quickly Google it. Yeah, Venerable Dreadnought. Weaponry. An assault cannon. And a flamer. And shielding. Ooh, yes, very similar. Wow! Wow! Okay, that was only in normal too. Got wrecked. Shotgun. Yep, they've all got shotguns, that's why. Okay. I won't feel bad about using shotguns then.
Pilot, I require assistance.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized Titan detected in loading dock 13. Transferring Titan to asset reassignment.
Ash to Kappa 3. I have located a security breach. Loading dock 13.
I could have grabbed onto his dangling feet.
Kappa 3 en route. Out.
Pilot, I cannot free myself. Cooper. Pilot.
How quickly do you think I could get through this stage without dying a million times? I reckon 30 minutes. It's so similar to Ghost Runner.
Pilot, I need assistance.
Looks like the automated security in this place has picked up a fight.
That's work for us.
Yeah, Venerable Dreadnoughts are nice. So how do you feel about 3D printing model minis for Warhammer?
Pilot.
I think it's a really good thing because like it enables
Read me. I'm
like
being taken
diversity
to
in
this facility
design,
substation.
but it's not like you can take the new stuff
BT,
to
how
a
do I
tournament
get to
and
you?
actually play with
Must
it.
follow the pipes to the lower levels. Warning, losing contact.
think 3D printing is a it's like a very good thing because like rather than relying upon like the randomness of sprues, you can like add like whatever design elements you want to your unit. I mean, as long as you keep it on the same base size and still say it's the same unit, right? There's nothing wrong with that, is there? It's a devotion. Is that a shotgun? Increases fire rate every time. Okay. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but give it a shot. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. Because, like, the diversity. Like, you want that diversity.
Fucking hell, this job is for Marvin. Not to train you for the street. All right, mate. We're overqualified for this pitiful assignment. I don't see why we need that much collateral gift.
Lisk, this is Ash. I have a Vanguard class Titan. What would you like me to do with it?
I don't bloody care. Destroy it. What about its pilot?
He is being dealt with. This facility was built to kill. I'm sure I can take advantage of that fact if I have to.
Ash, that place is not your bloody playground. I'm not paying you to be clever.
Plus they charge like $2,000 for one Titan Mini. One. You can buy a 3D printer for like a quarter the price of one Titan model. And then make something that looks even better. And like people who have their own armies, like they want something that looks unique and cool. And if you know what you're doing, you can modify the STL files yourself. Like if you know how to work with Lightwave or Blender or 3ds Max, you can come up with your own really, really fucking cool Warhammer models. Yeah.
Extremely dangerous. Watch for crushing hazards on the assembly line.
I mean, if G-Dubs wants people to take fluff-friendly armies and stuff like that, they got to give people the option to make fluff-friendly armies that look fucking awesome. You know? Yeah. STL is the file type that's used by most printers. Okay. I wonder if it's a coincidence that its name's almost the same. Oh, so this seems like a minigun. Okay. Let's not get bogged down too much. I think more games companies have got to start working with yeah, devotion, yeah. I think more companies have to start like thinking in terms of like Battlefield and using actual projectile flight time weapons. Like rather than hit scan. Like, because if you have an SMG, the bullet doesn't appear in the same spot that like a heavily automatic rifle does.
Post up, we got specters coming through.
There's my nicotine. Something that runs out of ammo incredibly quickly. I mean, if I had a higher ammo limit, sure. Okay, where are we going? We're going this way. Oh shit. Fail. I thought it didn't tip because I was watching it and it didn't tip the first time I jumped on it. So it tips first. And it forms the side one. So you jump on the side first. Go strong. So easy. Except for I get thumped against that head. Okay. Eat it! Out of grenades. Is that the first time have you ever seen me out of grenades in an actual FPS? I think it is. Jack Cooper. I mean, stealth suits have got that like nice fusion rifle thing. But it would still suck in melee. So yeah, I reckon melee over fusion. Okay, what's the next stage?
Pilot, I'm being taken through an area stocked with prefabricated structures. We are not far apart. Keep moving.
What the hell are they building here, BT?
Unknown, but I doubt the IMC are mass-producing homes. They usually destroy them.
Just jump right here. That was close. Living dangerously. Oh, they got little jump jets. I didn't notice that before. So that's how they can move so quickly. Oh shit. I need another gun. Have it. Hold it. Macari. I actually don't know what a Macari is. That's a gap in my knowledge. We're still gonna get that 3 enemy kills in 1 slide thing that you have. I don't think I'm gonna focus on getting that right here though. Okay. Is that the guy who created his own empire? Ah. That's a Titanfall 2 thing, isn't it? I still haven't been able to use that. I know where to go from here though. I got killed a lot of times previously because I was fucking around here too much. I figure the task is just kill everything. And there's a little thing here you can get into too. Sure know what they're doing by making the screen so busy. Okay. So what I have tried before is at this stage I've tried jumping straight across here. It's something I think you can do if you're really, really keen. I'll be right back. So far so good anyway. I'm on track. Yeah. Alright. So I think... Let's watch this. See what happens. There's another way to do it. See that down there? That's one way to do it. Let's have a look. I think I might just jump onto it and see what happens. Alright. I've already taken that up there. Now I've got to go back up the hardware. Hello. I think this game redefines mix. Because like everyone is so easy to kill. Why did I just snuck up on me like that? It's like they're not really easy to kill, it's just like you have to look around you, you can't just like look in one direction. Can I have some of what he's carrying? Look at those things! Look at those! I want one of those! I mean, saving that the whole time. Okay. Stalkers, they're in this game, right? Combat servitors. Stalkers are the robots, right? Yeah, combat servitor would totally win.
Pilot, are you all right?
No.
My luck, this place is gonna turn itself inside out.
Or upside down, considering the circumstances.
Yeah. I still reckon a combat servitor would win. this part. Okay.
I see you, pilot. I admire your perseverance. If only the IMC infantry were as dedicated. There is only one way out, pilot. Up.
1 second, bro. Remember how to do this before I die.
Pilot, scans indicate the dome above is your best course of action to find an exit. I recommend getting there by any means necessary.
How do you do it again? To be like, shit. Remember how to do it, just I'm failing. Crisis suit would probably win. Straight up. Yeah, no. Oh, shit. Yeah, crisis suit would win on that one. Just because crisis suits are incredibly sophisticated.
Rest assured, I will not execute you summarily. You have my word.
I mean, at close range, like if it was like knife fight range, like if they were both like punching at it, probably the Viper would win. But like if it was like long range, crisis suit all the way. I mean, like the crisis suit could basically shoot down something in orbit, right? Railgun cannons. They could just like, oh, there's a ship orbiting, firing solution, bang, and shoot down like a full blown orbiting spacecraft. If you follow the fluff, anyway.
Simulation dome scenario activated. Resetting terrain.
Impressive, pilot. You made it all this way alive. Unfortunately for you, there is only one way out. Step on to the platform.
Yeah, except for how I killed Ashla last time with a fucking nut punch.
Step on to the platform, pilot. There is only one way out, pilot.
I mean, she basically wants to like take you out in like one of the like pre-constructed in like environments. But then you got to consider why the IMC is actually building these things. It's to, like to build an actual colony. And later on, when she just like destroys the whole fucking facility, it's like over me, like over one person. I mean, all of this industrial stuff is basically set up just to like build the habitat.
Well done, pilot. I will take you here.
Give me, I jumped on the second last one, or the last one. That's it. Okay. I kind of love this part. I hate the running out of ammo part. I do like this.
Loading scenario 127 in dynamic simulation dome
I
314.
heard that there's more guns in these buildings.
Now, we shall see how impressive you truly are.
Let's see how long I can keep it going. If I can kill all the Reapers.
Delivering militia test subjects.
Arm up! Barely survived the last one. Grab a gun! Look, pilot! Now the odds are in our favor. Nothing about this is in our favor. Aim sharp!
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna
Scenario
go over and help them.
127 load complete.
Let us begin. Deploying specters.
Yeah.
Keep it together! Stay in formation!
Pilot, your heart rate is accelerating. Are you in distress?
I'm kind of busy, BT.
If in combat, utilize your cloak. It will temporarily make you invisible. Initiating IMC Reaper.
It tries rebooting.
Pilot to Titan video feed reestablished. Cooper, the houses contain weapon caches. I saw them being loaded on the assembly line.
Your tactics are impressive. I'm sure you haven't seen one by deploying more units.
Deploying additional Reaper to
Here we
test
go.
scenario.
So much for there being guns.
The IOC really ought to thank you for helping make the Reaper more effective. Perhaps I'll have to renegotiate my contract.
I'm just gonna see how long I can survive. I'll treat it like a survival map.
You should have died by now.
Kappa 1, report to Dome 314 immediately. Objective, destroy the militia pilot. How copy over?
Solid copy. Proceeding to Dome 314, out. Kappa 1 in position. Awaiting orders to proceed, over.
I admire your perseverance, but it's time to end this. Kappa 1, eliminate the militia pilot. You are clear to engage.
Opening the door. Squad, prepare for dome breach.
Worst tactical position possible, but I've got range.
Pilot Cooper, are you alright?
I think I pissed her off, BT.
You will have to explain that expression later. Get out of there while you can. I have detected an opening in the outer wall, marking your HUD.
Yeah, that's it.
Cooper, I have detected an opening in the outer wall. You should get out of there while you can. Marking
Just
your
gonna see how
HUD.
long I can survive. Oh, there we go. Aha, yeah. I knew that was gonna happen eventually. Once upon a time, I was a very good sniper. Nowhere near as good as I used to be, but... Like, how much of this did I just break? Because usually I've got mechs and stuff chasing after me. Maybe you've got to kill all the mechs before it gets to this stage. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. But I find it funny that the Reapers aren't trying to kill me. So to get that Reaper achievement here, you basically have to kill them before that door opens. Is that... that seems right? Because like usually I'm running around trying to kill these things and they've just like disappeared. Oh well. I'm not gonna look at gift off in the mouse.
The IMC infantry clearly lack your resolve. Perhaps I have no choice but to step in personally. Rare miscalculation on my part.
So that's a time limited achievement. That's even better. I'm gonna do that one at some stage.
Ash, tell me you killed that pilot.
I am dealing with him.
Stop getting caught up in your games.
Am I not allowed to enjoy myself while I work?
Not when your work suffers.
Point taken. Ash out.
Don't worry. For the price I'm putting on his head, you can buy all the toys you want.
Sector 4 Charlie. Detonate charges 21
Yeah, for
through
the fun
29.
part.
Restocking. However,
To all IMC personnel, this is Ash. I am sorry to report, due to your inability to contain the security breach, I have been forced to scuttle the entire complex. Some of you may consider this overkill. It is. I suggest you evacuate.
pilot, I do not know what you did, but a series of explosions just weakened the manipulator arm. I have broken free.
I like how the drones don't pick me up as they throw me.
This place is falling apart. I suggest we leave. You are not far from my location. Marking your HUD.
Yeah, a little bit. I reckon just ask the Israelis what they think about these suicide drones.
highly dangerous environment. I suggest you embark, pilot. Pilot, I detect an exit beyond the dome. Check your HUD.
Sorry, pilot. You're not going anywhere.
Alright.
Pilot control initiated.
Smash this.
Excessive damage. Warning. Warning. Enemy Titan down. Flame core ready.
You're gonna regret that.
That's pretty sick. Yeah.
See at all costs. Flame core ready.
I like, you know, they actually do action. Like, they don't just sit in the fire. There's a lot of people who play Warcraft. What a Warcraft who can learn a thing or two from this.
Sector 5 Bravo. Detonating charges 50 to 85.
We'll stick back to so I think Ash turns up here. She's got a melee class. Might as well take out all the range. Don't know if I'm gonna get so lucky in meleeing
Put a
her
high
again.
price on your head, pilot. Dead or alive, that makes you worth something to me. Let us begin. All units fire at will. This pilot must learn his place.
Flame core ready.
Your technique is improving, pilot. Unfortunately, it is too little, too late. You are beginning to show talent, but your struggle is clear. Perfect.
Warning. Detecting
You
hope.
should not have done that, pilot.
Fuck's sake. Oh! I didn't expect that, but whatever works.
Security lockdown disengaged. Surface access is authorized.
Pilot, the security
Okay.
lockdown has been disengaged. I recommend we leave through the tunnel. have concluded we should take no further shortcuts. Pilot, Major Anderson is here. Investigate this facility. I will meet you on the other side.
Well, she brought a fire type to bolt it down, Jim. What's that great grass type? I forget. Oh, now we get to this point.
All teams working on the arc analysis report to the lecture hall for General Marder's presentation. Thank you.
I've still got an asset. Elsa.
Problems maintaining stability. If you're ready for testing, you'll forget. What just happened?
There are distortions throughout this facility, and they appear to be causing a rift in time. I advise caution until we have further information.
All right. Wish me luck.
I wish you luck.
By decisively neutralizing the militia forces, we will in fact safeguard the existence of the human race, extending...
That sounds like fun. Well, okay then. Show you a trick.
What is this place?
The IMC has multiple scientific research facilities throughout the frontier. However, this particular one is unlike any known to the militia.
How many of these facilities are there?
In the 8 standard months prior to Operation Broadsword, the 9th Militia Fleet captured or destroyed over 29
You basically
such
do the same thing with an
installations.
airsoft gun.
Strange.
Sure
I'm picking up traces of my own data signature within this area. The distortions must be affecting my scans.
Header only gives you like one decent opportunity to use
I'm
the
detecting
weapon.
traces of a massive energy explosion throughout this facility. However, your helmet data does not detect the same in the other timeline. None of these remains match the genetic profile of Major Anderson.
Actually, I don't know where that one is.
I recommend you check the main lobby of reception. I would accompany you, but unfortunately my chassis will not fit through the door.
Yeah. So see all these guys around here that are unactivated?
There may be fluid vapor within Major Anderson's helmet. You should retrieve it for analysis.
Remind me straight after it, things get real to switch weapons. Yeah. Oh, okay.
The trial run of the Ark will continue as planned, but you have to get security to evacuate all Tier 1 personnel. General Marder and his key team members are transferring to remote operation.
Sorry, annoying toilet break again. I don't get this when I drink beer. It's only when I drink cider. Like, if I drink beer, every beer I need to, like, take a piss. So once basically you go to the toilet, you get more beer, and it's like a never-ending cycle. So I suppose while I smoke this, I'll have a look at like let's have a look at mech designs. So, like, why wouldn't something like this work in real life? Like, would you call that a mech? Something that's like a quad pedal. I reckon the reason why it wouldn't work was because it'd be incredibly vulnerable. Screw Pinterest. Like something that's built even like, say, that. It's got the same design elements. So, like, what makes a mech? It's got legs. It's got a torso. And it's got weapons. Or it could be something like this is more like a Titanfall 2 style mech. Where it's only got legs and a torso, basically. Or you could go like the full-blown, like sort of like Gundam wing sort of thing. Where it's got like actual full-built arms and like a torso and all that sort of stuff. But you could do something like this. Again, it's basically a gun on a torso and legs. Don't mind me. Let's get the helmet.
Pilot, there may be important data within Major Anderson's helmet. You should retrieve it for analysis.
BT, I found Anderson. He's, in the ceiling.
Objective complete. We have rendezvoused with Major Anderson.
That's cold, BT.
Correct. Anderson's current temperature is 17 degrees Celsius, below the threshold of human survival.
Okay, BT.
With the death of Anderson, command
It's
of
got
Special
skull inside it,
Operation
by the way.
217 now transfers to you. Congratulations on your field promotion, Pilot Cooper. The following is Anderson's mission briefing from Commander Sarah Briggs of the Militia SRS.
Major Anderson, 2 weeks ago we intercepted IMC comms. They found something on Titan. A massive blast of energy was discharged at this location, creating time distortions. I want SRS on the ground to infiltrate the facility.
Roger that. I'll get some answers.
This wrist-mounted device we recovered during Operation Grizzly should protect you. We know the IMC have contracted Kugan Blisk and his mercenaries to protect something critical there, so watch your back. And Anderson, you know how much I love writing death reports, so don't go it alone. The SRS is a team.
Pilot, the data Major Anderson collected appears to be incomplete. We are duty-bound to uphold and fulfill Special Operation 217. Recommend we locate Anderson's wrist-mounted device before proceeding.
I didn't see any device on Anderson.
It must be on the other half of his corpse. I detect a breach in the Security Services building. I will provide access. I will remain here and scan the ring structure while you investigate.
While we do this, I'm going to download Battlefield 3 again, because I feel like playing the Battlefield 3 campaign. I'll be right back. Okay, I have that downloading.
The facility for intel and the missing
Now for the fun
device.
part. Come on, give me directions. That's through the other entrance.
There's gotta be an easier way, BT.
I will work on it.
I'm gonna set off so much explosive. It's gonna give me... much this.
Unauthorized personnel detected. Automated security.
They get fucked. I'm not fucking running from no shit. Bad.
have advanced cloaking package. Copy that. Laser meshes are online. Sending a team to investigate.
Now that I know that we're invading an IMC stronghold, I don't care about shooting. Teach them a fucking lesson regardless.
Security lockdown measures are being temporarily activated due to a minor security breach.
Sorry, Anderson.
All non-combat personnel and resources.
Okay.
Proceed directly to the nearest emergency shelter access point due to a minor security breach.
Pilot Cooper, I have transferred some of my AI functions into your helmet in order to permit communication across time shifts.
We last spotted him heading towards wildlife research. Get the rest of the eggheads evacuated and set up a choke point. Additional laser meshes are online. Let's box him in. In position. Activating turrets at southeast corridor. We have an intruder. Heavily armed and dangerous. All units in the area. Proceed to the south. Elevator banks on level 4 to intercept. Copy that, Control. On our way, Control.
If you have not yet contributed to human research, please do so within the next 5
Squad's down. Security, Beta 4, do you copy? Beta 4, what is your position?
We're going forward with it. The test must be completed.
Pilot, a fragment of Anderson's damaged log may be relevant here. Activating log playback.
Anderson log 341. The IMC found something, all right. It can fold space and time. They sure as hell didn't build it, but they're restoring it. Whatever they're planning, it's potentially catastrophic. Anderson out.
delivery.
FOV above! Pilot above us!
Anderson's log 342. The fold weapons power source is called the Arc. Doesn't look like they've perfected the casing. This one's empty. The Arc must be somewhere else. Anderson out.
Arc prepped for delivery and en route to the... Test chamber.
Up the outer rings. Test sequence will commence once the Arc is in place.
mines at my location contain a large amount of residual energy. This was the Ark's final destination. Anderson's plan indicated a recon mission within close proximity to the center of the active rings.
Time is it? 3. I'll be back. Oh, you caught me at a good time. I was actually about to go offline, but yeah, so it's Titanfall 2. So this part here, it's doesn't really mean much. It's just kind of like we're in the middle of it, but and dead. It's hilarious. So Titanfall 2 is basically like mech suits and stuff like that, and first-person shooter. So it's like a mix. Shotguns and all that sort of stuff. And you've also got all your mechs and all that sort of stuff mixed in. So the current situation that I'm in at the moment is I'm attacking sort of like a facility that's got like at the moment it's completely destroyed, but they did something in the past that I'm trying to figure out what's happening. So I've got to try and get through this without dying. Which isn't easy. Like that's not even actually like a real wall, but simples. So I'd show you more of it, but I've actually got to go hang out washing. So thank you for coming along at the right time. But this is definitely a BRB moment. I've got to get some real life stuff done. So I'll be right back there. And back. You're probably not going to catch me for too much longer, but I'll see what I can do. As long as it's still streaming it appropriately. Because I've got to get myself some food and other real life stuff. I've got to go shopping and all that sort of lovely thing. But, depending on how much longer it takes. And then Restream screws up, so I don't know if anyone's actually still watching. Just drop down to 3 to 2. I suppose I can just check the stream. And there's one on there. And there's one on there. Okay, so I can stop the stream. Thank you guys. So, yeah, I shall be catching you guys shortly. At least I've reduced it down from being 3 episodes to 2, I think. Which means I'm getting better at it. Yeah. See you when I get back.